Hello, my friend. It is a quiet evening. I am sitting alone in my room. I have a notebook in front of me and a big dream in my heart. I want to speak English. I want to speak it well and clearly. But I don't have a teacher. I don't go to school. I have no one to talk to in English. Still, I believe I can do it by myself here at home. Every day I tell myself one thing: I will not give up. I don't know many words. My grammar is not perfect. My pronunciation is not very good. But I have something very important. I want to learn, and I am not afraid to try. That is enough to begin. I look around my room. My notebook is empty, but my heart is full of hope, full of questions. Can I really learn English without help? Can I really speak fluently without going to a school? Then I hear a small voice inside me. It says, yes, you can. If you feel the same way, this video is for you. Stay with me. I will show you everything step by step. You don't need a classroom to speak English. You don't need big plans or expensive books. You only need a small start and a strong heart. You can learn English right in your room. This is your space. This is your time. You are not alone. I am here with you. Let's begin. Chapter 1. My first day speaking English alone. It is a new morning. The sun is shining, but my heart feels heavy. I want to speak English. I want to be good at it, but I don't know where to start. There is no teacher, no classroom. I am at home. I am alone, and I am afraid. I look around my room. It is very quiet. I sit on my bed and ask myself, can I really learn English like this? My mind says it's too hard. But my heart says, try. So I begin. I look at the table and say, this is a table. I look at the chair and say, this is a chair. I look at the window and say, this is a window. These are easy words, but saying them feels strange. I speak slowly. I feel shy, but I keep going. I walk to the kitchen. I see a cup and say, this is a cup. I see a spoon and say, this is a spoon. I see a plate and say, this is a plate. I talk to everything like it is my friend. I give words to the world around me. Then I stand in front of the mirror. I look at my face and smile. I say, hello, how are you? I laugh a little. It feels funny, but it also feels good. I ask myself, what is your name? I answer, my name is Sam. I say, nice to meet you, and answer, nice to meet you too. This is my first English conversation, and it is with myself. I sit down again and open my notebook. I write new words. Then I read them out loud. I repeat them again and again. My voice is not perfect, but it is my voice, and it matters. Even if no one hears me, I speak. At first, I make many mistakes. Sometimes I forget words. Sometimes I say them in the wrong way. But I don't stop. I keep going because I know that mistakes help me learn. When you speak English alone, you feel shy at first. You feel strange and a bit nervous, but that is normal. You feel scared at first. Your heart beats faster and your voice shakes a little. But every word you say is a small victory. Every short sentence is a tiny step forward. I talk to myself when I brush my teeth. I say, I brush my teeth. When I make tea, I say, I boil water. I take the cup. I pour the tea. I turn my daily life into simple English sentences. Slowly, this becomes part of my day, part of my routine. The best thing about speaking alone is this: I can speak slowly. I can say the same words many times. No one laughs at me. No one corrects me. I feel safe. I feel free. I feel like I am building a new part of myself. Real confidence doesn't start on a stage. it doesn't begin when other people watch you. It begins in your own room. It begins the moment you speak, even when you feel afraid. It begins when you use your voice, even if no one is listening. That day, I don't learn many new words. I don't study grammar, but I learned something much more important. I learned to begin. And that is the first secret of learning English at home. You begin even when you are afraid. You speak even when you are alone. Slowly, your fear turns into your strength. That's how my English journey started. One object, one sentence, one mirror, one voice, my own. And that voice grows stronger every single day. Chapter 2. Listening like a child. The next morning, I wake up with a new question in my mind. I ask myself, how do babies learn a language? They don't read books, they don't study grammar rules, they just listen. All day, every day. They listen to their parents, they listen to songs, they listen to people talking. They don't understand everything, but they keep listening. So, I decide to do the same. I will learn English like a child. I will listen every day. I don't need to understand every word. I just need to hear the sounds, the rhythm, the music of English. I want to train my ears. I take my phone and search for English podcasts for beginners. I find one called Slow English Stories. The speaker's voice is slow and clear. I listen to the first story. It's about a girl who goes to the market. The story is simple, and I understand most of it. I smile. I feel happy. Then I find another podcast. It is only 5 minutes long. The speaker talks about daily life, eating breakfast, taking the bus, going to work. I listen carefully. I try to repeat some short sentences after the speaker. I don't repeat all of them, just the simple ones. My voice is quiet, but I speak. After that, I go to YouTube. I search for easy English conversations. I find some videos where two people speak slowly. One says, "Hello, how are you?" And the other answers, "I'm fine, thank you." And you? I know these words. I pause the video and repeat the sentences. I say them again and again. I start to learn a new way to listen. I don't listen just for fun anymore. I listen to learn. I listen with a goal. I listen with focus. I listen to copy how people speak. I listen to understand. I listen to grow. I make a small plan for my day. When I cook breakfast, I play an English audio. I listen while I cut vegetables and while the water boils. I don't look at my phone. I just listen. My hands are busy, but my ears are learning. When I clean my room, I put on another podcast. I listen carefully to how people say things. I notice which words they stress. I hear how their voices go up and down. I feel the rhythm of English. I don't repeat while cleaning. I just listen and feel. Later, I go for a walk. I take my headphones and play a short English story. I listen to it again and again, the same story 3 times. Each time, I understand more. I hear something new. I feel proud of myself. Sometimes I don't understand everything, but that's okay. I don't stop. I don't feel bad. I know that even if I don't understand today, my ears are getting stronger, just like a baby's ears do. At night, before I sleep, I play one last audio, a bedtime story in English. I close my eyes and listen. I don't understand every word, but the voice is soft and calm. My brain listens. My heart listens. I fall asleep with English in my ears. This is how I learn English now. I listen every single day. I don't study. I don't memorize. I don't write. I just listen, like a child. I listen during breakfast. I listen while walking. I listen when I clean. I listen before sleep. And slowly, something begins to change. I start to think in English. I start to hear English in my mind. Even when I'm not listening, English becomes part of my world. If you want to speak English, first learn to listen. If you want to talk well, first listen well. Listening is not something small or passive, it's powerful. Your ears are your first teachers. Train them, use them, trust them. Chapter 3: Reading That Changed My Life. It is a rainy afternoon. I sit near the window with a hot cup of tea in my hands. I feel quiet and calm. I remember something my teacher once said: reading is the secret to fast learning. I think about that for a moment. I open my phone and search for easy English stories for beginners. I want to try reading today. I find a short story called A Day in the Park. The sentences are very simple. Tom wakes up. He eats breakfast. He goes to the park. I know almost all the words. I start reading slowly and out loud. I say every word clearly. I feel happy. This is not difficult. I can do it. I finish the story in 5 minutes. Then I read it again. This time I understand more. The third time, I read faster. My voice sounds smoother. My eyes move quicker. I smile. I feel proud. I didn't just read words. I lived inside the story. I saw Tom. I saw the park. That day, I decide to read every day. Not long stories or hard books, just easy English. 10 or 15 minutes is enough. The goal is not to finish a book. The goal is to enjoy the words and grow. The next day, I find a story about a girl and her cat. Then I read another one about two friends who go shopping. The sentences are easy and the words are simple, but the stories feel full of life. I feel connected. I feel like I am learning something real. I start to notice something amazing. I see some words again and again. The word walk appears in many stories. He walks to school. She walks to the shop. They walk together. Every time I see this word, it becomes stronger in my mind. I don't need to write it down. I don't need to memorize it. I just see it many times, and my brain remembers it naturally. This is the real power of reading. You learn words in context. You don't just learn one word, you learn it inside full sentences. You learn how native speakers use it. You learn what other words usually go together with it. You don't need to ask, is this correct? You already feel it is correct. Sometimes I find a new word that I don't know. I stop and open a dictionary. I read the meaning. Then I go back and read the sentence again. Now I understand it. I don't write the word in a notebook or make a long list. I just move forward. If I see that word again tomorrow, I will remember it even better. I also like to read out loud. I sit in front of the mirror and read the story slowly. I watch how my mouth moves. I listen to my own voice. I don't worry if I make mistakes. This is not a test. This is practice. Reading also helps me speak better. When I read more, I speak more easily. My sentences come out faster. My words sound more natural. I don't pause much. I don't translate from my language anymore. I start thinking in English because I read in English. After 1 week, I already feel more confident. I read 2 or 3 stories. I enjoy them like small movies in my head. I begin to guess the meanings of new words. I understand more without using a dictionary. English starts to feel less like a stranger. It feels like a friend. Now reading is part of my day. In the morning, I read one short story. In the evening, I read a longer one. Sometimes I read the same story many times. It helps me remember better. It helps me become more fluent. If you want to practice English at home, start reading. Begin with short stories. Choose something simple, fun, and interesting. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about long or difficult words. Just read. Make reading your habit. Read every day, even for 10 minutes. Read with your heart. Read with your voice. Read with your mind. I start to notice something amazing. I see the same words again and again. For example, I often see the word walk in different stories. One story says, he walks to school. Another says, she walks to the shop. And another says, they walk together. Every time I see this word, it becomes clearer and stronger in my mind. I don't need to write it down or try to memorize it. Just by seeing it many times, my brain remembers it naturally. That's the real magic of reading. You don't just learn one word, you learn it in a full sentence. You see how people really use it. You notice what words go together. You don't need to ask, is this correct? Because you already feel it is correct. Sometimes I find a word I don't know. Then I stop, open a dictionary, and read its meaning. After that, I read the sentence again, and now it makes sense. I don't write the word down or make a long list. I just keep reading. The next time I see that word, I understand it better. I also like to read out loud. I sit in front of a mirror and read the story. I watch how my mouth moves. I listen to my voice. I don't care if I make mistakes. It's not a test, it's just practice. Reading also helps me with speaking. When I read more, I speak more easily. My sentences come faster, and my words sound more natural. I don't stop to think or translate from my language. I start to think in English because I read in English. After 1 week, I feel more confident. I read 2 or 3 stories and enjoy them like movies in my mind. I start to guess meanings without checking every word in the dictionary. English no longer feels like a stranger. It feels like a friend. Now reading is part of my daily routine. In the morning, I read a short story. In the evening, I read a longer one. Sometimes I read the same story several times. It helps me remember more and makes me more fluent. If you want to practice English at home, start reading. Begin with short and simple stories. Choose something fun that you like. Don't worry about grammar or difficult words. Just read. Make it a habit. Read every day, even for 10 minutes. Read with your heart, your voice, and your mind. I stop the audio and repeat, I drink coffee in the kitchen. I say it again and again. Slowly, I start to feel better. My voice sounds smoother and more natural. I stop feeling nervous, and I begin to enjoy it. Shadowing feels like practicing music. It's not about speaking fast, it's about speaking right. It's about listening carefully and repeating with attention. I make a small plan for myself. Every day, I will practice shadowing for 10 minutes. I will use short videos with subtitles. First, I will listen to the whole clip. Then, I will read the subtitles. After that, I'll pause after each sentence and repeat step by step, line by line. At first, I make many mistakes. Sometimes I say a word the wrong way. Sometimes I forget the whole sentence. But I don't stop. I go back and try again. I speak louder, clearer, and with more emotion. After a few days, I notice something amazing. My pronunciation becomes better. My tongue moves faster, and my voice sounds more natural. I can say full sentences without thinking too much. I feel more confident when I speak. Shadowing helps me a lot. It teaches me how real English sounds. Not the English from grammar books, but the English that people actually use. I learn how they connect words together, how their voices go up and down, and how they use rhythm and melody. The best part is that I don't need anyone else. I just need my phone, my headphones, and a quiet place. I do shadowing in the morning, before breakfast, and again in the evening after dinner. Sometimes I even do it while walking alone. I whisper the words softly. No one can hear me, but I'm still practicing. I also use shadowing before important moments. For example, if I have a school interview, I find an English video about interviews. I repeat every sentence until I feel confident. It gives me courage and helps me prepare. You don't need to talk to someone to improve your speaking. You can shadow. You can copy. You can train your mouth, your ears, and your brain all at the same time. Shadowing is not easy at first, but later it becomes fun and very powerful. It becomes part of your daily exercise. If you want to speak like native speakers, you must listen like them and speak like them. Shadowing gives you this chance. It turns your quiet room into your own English classroom. It turns your phone into your teacher. It turns your voice into your most powerful learning tool. So don't be afraid. Choose a short video. Press play. Pause after each sentence. Repeat what you hear. Do this every day. Just 10 minutes. Soon you will feel the difference. Your voice will sound stronger, your words will be clearer, and your English will feel more alive. All because you decided to shadow without fear. Chapter 5. Talking to myself in English. It is a sunny afternoon. I sit near the window with a notebook in my hand. The house is quiet, and there's no one around, but my mind is full of thoughts. I feel the need to speak. I feel the need to practice. Yet there is no friend, no teacher, no class. So I begin to talk to myself. At first, it feels strange. I say, "Hello, how are you?" Then I answer myself, "I'm fine, thank you. And you?" I laugh a little. It feels funny, but also good. I'm not waiting for someone to talk to me. I'm not waiting for the perfect time. I just start speaking. I walk around the room and describe what I'm doing. I open the door. I close the window. I take a pen. I sit on the chair. These are simple sentences, but they are powerful. I speak slowly and clearly. I listen to my own voice. I can feel my English growing. Later, I stand in front of the mirror. I look at myself and start speaking again. I ask questions. I give answers. I tell short stories about my day. Today, I woke up early. I made some tea. I cleaned my room. I watched a video. I feel like I'm talking to a friend, but that friend is me. When I go outside, I continue in my mind. I speak to myself silently in English. I see a dog and say, "The dog is running." I see a man with a bag and say, "He is going to the shop." I see a tree and think, "The leaves are green." My inner voice begins to change. It starts to think in English. This is how I train myself, by talking to myself. I don't need a partner. I don't need perfect grammar. I just need words and courage. At first, I make mistakes, I forget words, I mix up sentences, but I don't stop. I correct myself, I try again, I smile and move on. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to keep going. After some time, I notice a big change. My mouth moves faster, my words come more easily. I don't need to translate from my native language anymore. I start to think directly in English. When I talk to myself, I also build confidence. I am not afraid of mistakes like before. I speak freely, without pressure. Sometimes I practice different situations. I imagine that I am in a cafe and I order a drink. I say, "Hello? Can I have a cup of coffee, please?" Then I imagine the waiter answering me. I reply again. Other times, I pretend I am at the airport or in a shop or meeting new people. This kind of practice helps me feel ready for real life. Talking to myself also helps me discover what words I don't know. When I cannot say something, I stop and look it up. Then I repeat the new word many times. I try to use it in a few sentences. Soon it becomes part of my English. At night before I sleep, I sometimes speak quietly to myself about my day. I say what I did, what I liked, and what I want to do tomorrow. It feels relaxing, and it helps me remember English words before I go to bed. The more I talk to myself, the more natural English becomes. I start to feel comfortable with it. I start to enjoy it. I realize that I don't always need other people to practice. I can create my own English world anytime, anywhere. Talking to yourself may look strange to others, but it is one of the best ways to learn. You can do it at home, on a walk, or even in your mind. What matters is not where you are, but that you keep speaking. The more you speak, the more you grow. Every day I talk to myself about different things. Sometimes I imagine that I am in a cafe, ordering food. I say, "Hello, I would like a cup of coffee, please." Sometimes I imagine that I am at the airport. I say, "My flight is at 10 a.m. Where is the gate?" Sometimes I play the role of two people. I make full conversations in my room. Slowly, I feel changes. I feel more confident. I speak faster. My sentences come out without thinking too much. My English becomes more natural. It becomes part of me. One day I talk to myself while I'm cooking. I cut the onion. I add some salt. I stir the soup. Suddenly, I notice that I am speaking without fear. I am thinking in English without trying. I don't need to plan. It just happens. This is the power of self-talk. It is private. It is simple, but it is strong. It is your own free classroom. You can speak in the morning. You can speak at night. You can speak when you are alone. The more you speak, the better you become. Talking to yourself in English helps your brain learn the language fast. It connects thinking and speaking. It teaches you to be brave, to use your words, and to not wait for other people. So don't wait. Start now. Look around your room. Say what you see. Tell a story about your day. Ask yourself questions. Answer them out loud. Talk to your mirror. Talk in your mind. No one is watching. No one is judging. You are free. The more you talk to yourself, the less afraid you will feel when talking to other people. Your English will become a part of you. Your confidence will grow from the inside. And it all starts with one simple thing: your voice. Chapter 6: Using Technology. Smartly. It is night. I am sitting on my bed with my phone in my hand. I ask myself, can I use this phone to improve my English? I open my apps and check the settings. Everything is in my own language. Then I have an idea. I change everything to English. Now my phone speaks to me in English. Every time I unlock it, I see English words. It feels new. It feels strange, but also exciting. This is the beginning of something special. I decide to use my phone not only for fun, but also for learning. I want to use technology in a smart way. I want my phone to become my English teacher. The next day, I search for English learning apps. I find one with simple words. It shows pictures and says the word out loud. I click, and it says, apple. I repeat, apple, then chair. I repeat again. I do this for 10 minutes. It is fun. It is easy. I learn without stress. Then I find another app that helps with speaking. It asks me to say sentences. I speak, and it tells me if my pronunciation is correct. I say, I am going to school. The app shows a green tick. I smile. I feel proud. I also use YouTube. I search for easy English listening videos. I find a channel with short, slow videos. I watch one about daily routines. A man says, I wake up at 6 a.m., I brush my teeth. I eat breakfast. I repeat each sentence. I pause. I speak. I listen again. I watch the same video the next day. This time I understand more. My ears are learning, my mouth is learning, my mind is learning. Then I try something new. I use voice typing. I open a notes app and speak in English. My phone types my words. I say, "Hello, my name is Sam. I like to read books." The phone types everything I say. If it types a wrong word, I know I said it wrong, so I try again. Slowly, my pronunciation becomes better. I also use a dictionary app. When I read a new word in a story, I type it in the app. It shows me the meaning. It also gives me an example sentence. I don't try hard to remember the word. I just read it and move on. If I see the word again later, I will remember it naturally. Sometimes I use Google Translate, but not too much. I use it only when I really don't understand. I listen to how the word is spoken. I repeat it. I shadow it. Technology helps me, but I don't use it all day. I use it with a plan. I give myself 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening. I use those minutes only for learning English. No games, no distractions. Even music becomes a tool for learning. I find English songs with subtitles. I listen, read the lyrics, and sing along. This helps me with rhythm and pronunciation. I enjoy it, and I learn at the same time. Sometimes I use English subtitles when watching movies. First, I watch with subtitles. Then I turn them off and try to understand. Later, I check the subtitles again. This helps me grow step by step. One day I find a voice assistant app. I say, "What is the weather today?" It replies in English. I ask again, "What time is it in London?" It tells me. I smile. I am using English for real questions. I am learning by doing. Technology is everywhere, but if you use it smartly, it becomes your personal classroom. You don't need to pay money. You don't need a big course. You just need a phone, internet, and the will to learn. Use apps, use videos, use voice tools, use subtitles, use your settings, use everything, but use it with purpose. Let technology help you not waste your time. Learn one thing each day, speak one sentence, listen to one video. That is enough because every small step builds your big dream. Your phone is not just a device. It is your daily teacher. It is your mirror. It is your partner in this journey. Use it smartly, and you will speak English fluently. Chapter 7: Creating English Habits at Home. It is early morning. I am still in bed, and the house is quiet. I pick up my phone and open a simple English story. I read one short paragraph. Then I say it aloud. This is my morning habit now. I do it every day. It only takes 5 minutes, but it helps me start the day in English. I have learned something important. If you want to improve your English, you don't need to study for hours. You don't need to learn everything at once. You just need habits, small daily habits. If you repeat small things every day, they become part of you. You don't have to think. You just do them. Like brushing your teeth, like eating your meals, I now do the same with English. After I brush my teeth, I talk to myself in English. I stand in front of the mirror and say, "Good morning. Today is a beautiful day. I will make tea. I will study. I will grow." These are simple words, but they wake up my English brain. They make me ready for the day. When I cook breakfast, I play an English audio story. I don't stop to repeat. I just listen. My ears enjoy the sounds. My brain listens without pressure. It becomes a habit. Every time I enter the kitchen, my mind says, "Let's listen." In the afternoon, I take a short walk. While walking, I think in English. I describe what I see. A red car is moving. A man is talking on the phone. The sky is clear. These thoughts are short and simple, but they help me practice every day. I also made a fun habit in the evening. After dinner, I watch a short English video. Sometimes it is a cartoon, sometimes it is a slow conversation. I watch with subtitles. I shadow some lines. It becomes part of my routine, like watching TV for fun. In English, I write new words in a notebook. Just 1 or 2 words every day. I don't make long lists. I don't study hard. I just write, read, and use the words when I speak. Over time, the words stay in my mind. I also label things in my room. I write mirror, door, lamp, and window on small pieces of paper and stick them on the objects. Every time I see them, I say the word. It is a small action, but it helps me remember without effort. On weekends, I talk to myself about my week. I say, this week I worked hard. I read 3 stories. I watched 4 videos. I learned 5 new words. I feel proud. I speak slowly, but I speak with joy. These are my results, and they come from daily habits. Sometimes I don't feel like practicing. I feel tired. I feel lazy. But my habits remind me. They say, just do one small thing, just 5 minutes. And when I do it, I feel better. I feel strong again. Habits help you grow even when you feel weak. They carry you forward. They make English a part of your life. Don't try to do everything in one day. Don't force yourself to study for hours. Make a small routine. Practice English for 5 minutes in the morning. Watch a short video in the evening. Read 1 story a day. Think in English while you walk. Talk to yourself before bed. Start with one habit, then add another. Slowly, your life will change. English will not be just a subject. It will be your companion. When English becomes your daily habit, it becomes your second nature. You don't study it anymore. You live it. You don't need more time. You need more consistency. 5 minutes a day is better than 1 hour once a week. So make English your habit. Make it your morning friend. Make it your evening song. Let it grow with you day by day. Chapter 8. Learning never stops at home. It is late at night. The lights are off. I lie in bed thinking about my day. I smile. I read 1 English story, watched 1 short video, spoke to myself in the mirror, and learned 1 new word. It was not a big day, but it was a good day. A day of learning, a day of growing. I remember a time when I didn't believe I could do this. I thought I needed a teacher, a classroom, a perfect plan. I thought learning English at home was impossible. But now I know the truth. Learning never stops at home. In fact, home is where it starts. And if you do it the right way, it can take you very far. In the last few weeks, I have made big progress. My pronunciation is better. My sentences are smoother. I understand more when I listen. I feel more comfortable when I speak. And I did all this alone at home. How? By being regular. By doing one small thing each day. By using all the tools around me. Books, phone, apps, mirrors, my own voice. I used my time. I used my energy. I used my dream. Some days were hard. I was tired. I was busy. I felt slow. But I never stopped. I told myself, just 5 minutes. I did it. And slowly, those 5 minutes became a powerful habit. A habit that changed everything. At home, you are the student but also the teacher. You decide what to learn. You decide how to learn. You decide when to learn. This gives you freedom. This gives you control. I keep a small notebook with me. I write a few words every day. I look at them at night. I don't force myself to remember. I just read and feel the words. I trust my mind. I trust the process. Sometimes I record my voice. I talk for 1 minute. I speak about my day or my feelings. Then I listen. I hear my mistakes. I hear my growth. I hear my courage. I still use shadowing. I still read easy stories. I still watch simple videos. I still talk to myself. I still think in English when I cook, walk, or rest. Every small activity becomes English practice. And the best part is, I don't need anyone to watch me. I don't need to pass a test. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to continue. That's how learning works. It never ends. It only grows. I now understand that learning English is not about speed. It is about the journey, a slow, beautiful journey, full of effort, full of patience, full of small victories. If you are learning English at home, don't worry about making mistakes. Don't worry about being fast. Just keep going. Read a little, listen a little, speak a little, think a little. Do it every day. Trust your journey. Your home is your school. Your phone is your tool. Your voice is your guide. Your dream is your light. You are not alone. I was there too. I started with fear. I started with silence. But I took the first step, then the second, then the third. And slowly, I found my way. And you will too. So keep learning, keep speaking, keep listening, keep reading, keep thinking. Let English grow with you day by day, step by step. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. This moment is already perfect. Just begin. Just continue. Just believe. If this video helped you, please like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to this channel for more easy English lessons. And now I have a question for you. What is the one English habit you will start from today? Comment below. Let's learn together. Let's grow together. Remember, you can speak English. You can learn at home. And I am here to help you every step of the way. Goodbye, and keep going with your English journey.